Yo, what is up, guys? Lowy How here, back with the OSL Week 2 against eMburst. Disclaimer to start, I don't know if I will keep continuing making videos for this league. I just finished a draft for another league, the PSL. We will most likely be doing a draft recap for that, and then instead of this, doing videos for that. Let's start with our matchup here. If you look at his team, definitely very scary. Tabu Fini, Raikou, Nidoqueen, Cobalion, Ribombee, Liepard, Megalodios, Delmise, Entei, Mantine, and Piloswine. So to begin with that Tapu Fini, I definitely see it coming. I think it has a pretty good matchup against us, especially if he gets like a Lucky Skull burn on Mega Mall or something. Yep, looks pretty decent against us. Raikou looks alright as well. Nidoqueen shouldn't be too scary, but could potentially come. Cobalion I definitely see coming. Looks pretty decent against our team. Ribombee I'm not too scared of. We have some good switch-ins to it. Liepard not too scared of. Could potentially come, but I don't think should be a huge issue. Megalodios obviously the scariest thing on his team. With obviously 700 BST, just so scary. Yeah, this thing we definitely put a lot of prep into. Hopefully it doesn't come in and like set up sweep against us, because that would not be good. Yeah, definitely very scary. Delmise could potentially come. I'm not too scared of it, but it could potentially do some damage. Obviously his main spinner removal. Entei I'm kind of scared of. We don't have the greatest switch-ins to it. Could potentially be scary because it hits really hard. Mantine, not too scared of. We have checks to it. Again, unless it gets like skull burns and stuff. And then Piloswine, which I definitely see coming because I think it has a pretty decent matchup against us. Obviously, that ground and ice looks good against pretty much, yeah, most of our team, except for things like Weezing or Rotom or Lapras. So yeah, next we'll get into what we're bringing, and then hopefully we can pull off a win this week. Alright guys, let's get right into the team here. To begin, we're bringing Mawile, Mega Mawile that is, Dentista, with Sucker Punch, Play Rough, Thunder Punch, and Stone Edge. Sucker Punch obviously does really well against that Megalodios, and yeah, that's kind of the main point for it. Maybe Delmise as well, but most likely go for a Play Rough there. Play Rough, obviously, it's Play Rough on a Mega Mawile. I mean, it's pretty standard. Probably going to come every time we bring it. Thunder Punch, mostly for the Tapu Fini and the Mantine. That Mantine mostly, and yeah, pretty straightforward. Obviously, don't want to get scald burned by that thing. Stone Edge for the Entei. Possibly coming in on the Switch, or maybe the Piloswine as well, but I think Play Rough actually does more to that. So, yep, max attack, max HP with a little bit of speed, just maybe in case he tries to outspeed me with 0 speed. We'll bring a little bit. Yep, pretty straightforward there, kind of just going to do Mega Mawile things, hopefully. Next we have Robin Hoot, our shiny Decidueye, with Leftovers. We have Spirit Checkle, Leaf Blade, U-Turn, and Roost. Biggest thing, this is a Cobalion answer. Now, if he goes, well, you'll see with our next one, but we have max HP, max defense with 4 attack. Obviously, you can see we don't have much for Cobalion to hit it, but maybe he goes for a Sword Stance. As soon as we bring it in, we're going for a U-turn, seeing what he does, and then into our next one. If he goes for Sword Dance, we go into our Volbeat with Life Orb, that Prankster Encore to lock him into that Sword Stance. Also for things like Megalodios and yeah, really anything that can set up, maybe Raikou. Yeah, we have a lot of U-turn on this team this week because as soon as we bring something in, we're often going to go for a U-turn if they switch, and then, if they set up, we can go right into Volbeat and just cancel that out. U-turn Thunder Wave Lunge, actually I'll do a lot of damage. That lunge is going to be really nice against yeah, things like Kabalion, and yeah, max HP, max attack, a little bit of speed again. Next here we have Escargot Argutra with the Assault Vest and Sap Sipper. This is a great counter to Delmise. Good switching to honestly a lot of his team, especially that Raikou, which is kind of the biggest thing for it. Dragon Tail looks really nice. Iron Tail looks good for the Ribombee, Tapu Fini, and Piloswine especially. And then Thunder Punch obviously for that Mantine, because I'm kind of scared of that thing. More than I should be, probably. Next we have Lapras. A lot of people have been hating on me for this mon, but honestly, I think it's really bulky and it's really good. With that Water Absorb, so kind of counters the Mantine. Really good against Piloswine. Thunderbolt, Freeze Dry, Surf, and Frost Breath. Frost Breath, I think it has 100% crit, so if that Mega Latios sets up Calm Minds, crits go through the setup, so we'll still actually kill it, I think. So that's why we're packing that. Surf looks good against a lot of his team. Freeze Dry for that. Tapu Fini. Thunderbolt for Mantine. Yeah, pretty straightforward. This thing actually looks pretty good against his team, and I don't know if he'll prep for it a ton, so I'm hoping it puts in some work. And then last, but definitely not least, we have Titanic, the Landorus with Sheer Force, the Focus Sash. We have U-Turn, Bulldoze, Iron Tail, and Rock Slide, max attack, max speed. And on that Lapras, we have max HP, max special attack with a little special defense. Assault Vest. U-Turn, Bulldoze, Iron Tail, Rock Slide. Yep. Pretty straightforward. Bulldoze will slow things down. U-Turn can, just switch us out and gives us a lot of options. So, pretty straightforward team this week. Obviously, his team is very scary. I'm very scared against, or he could very well just go right through our team. But we're hoping to, maybe come back for a win this week. And let's see what we can do. Alright guys, so let's get right into the battle here. As you can see, he brings Raikou, Delmise, Kabalion, Tapu Fini, Latios, which will be Mega Latios, and Piloswine. So, just bring the Entei, which is kind of surprising. But otherwise, mostly stuff I expected. Maybe not Delmise, but that could be just for spin. So we're going to start out this game here. We're going to turn down the volume. My bad. We're going to turn to slow. So he leads his Piloswine. I kind of expected that. So I'm going to lead Lapras here. We start in a pretty good spot. We can pretty much go for an easy Surf. He goes out into Tapu Fini, which we kind of expected. But we do a 12%. So not much. He gets up that terrain. But we're doing alright. So he's going to go for the Moonblast. Only does 19%. Which, big thing, he gets the special attack drop here, which kind of sucks, because our Freeze Dry here is only doing 25% now, instead of what it would usually do, probably like 35 or something. So we see he is leftovers. So we can go straight into Robin Hood. We only take 36 from this. Moonblast does get this special attack drop again, which isn't a huge deal, but we basically get a free Leaf Blade here. We'll see what he switches into. He goes into the Kabalion, we go for Roost, and here he goes for a Substitute. I go for a U-Turn. Now, here's where we do get the crit, but not a big deal. Here's where I was actually really scared, because I do not know if Encore goes to Sub, so I looked it up, and it does. So, we get like I said, this was kind of our plan. We go for a Encore here, and he is locked into Substitute, which means we can basically do whatever we want. He's going to switch into Raikou. We're going to go for that nice U-turn and do a big chunk of damage with that Life Orb. 42%. Fun fact, Volbeat is a threat. So we're going to switch out into Goodra, which is kind of our check for this Raikou. He's going to Volt Switch, only do 7%, which kind of expect. He's going to go straight into Piloswine. We're going to go for Dragon Tail, which is 13, and brings him into Kabalion, which isn't best case scenario, but it's alright. He's going to go into Tapu Fini. And we're going to switch right into Decidueye, as it's our counter to Cobalion. He probably thought we kind of made a prediction there, but yeah. Anyways, he's going to switch into Delmise. I go for a Leaf Blade here, which isn't a big deal. We do 14. Now at this point, Decidueye looks really good against his team, but I really need to get rid of this Delmise because with this gone, things like Decidueye and what else? Lapras look really good against the rest of his team. So I go for the Spirit Shackle. We do a nice 51, which locks him in. He goes for a Shadow Claw, and I think he does around 60. But we basically get to kill it for free here, which is really nice. And with the leftovers, we can get back to over half. So already in a really good spot. Looking good. He brings in Latios, which is kind of scary. I go straight into Volbeat because I kind of predict him going for, I forget what this was a really good play for us because we get a free Encore. And obviously he switches out, but I don't think I could really risk it because if I predicted him switching out and he didn't, then we were in big trouble. Sorry about that. So we stay in, just go for the Encore, which is alright. Brings in Piloswine, we go for a U-turn, do a nice little chunk to it. We get a free switch into Lapras, which is our switch into this. He goes for Avalanche, pretty cool attack, but it only does 5% to us. He goes straight into Cobalion, we get a free Surf Off here, and we do a solid 55% to it. Here's where we make a sick play. I know he'll go for a fighting move here, or maybe like an Iron Head, which it doesn't look too bad against our Decidueye. He goes for the Fightinium Z, and we take nothing from that because we are immune, which this was a huge turn for us because he just wasted his Z move for no reason. So this looks really good. He's going to go for an Iron Head. He does get a flinch here, I think, which kind of sucks, but we're just fine. He's not doing much, only 28. He's going to go for it. He's going to try and get these hacks, but we get a free Roost Off here. And yeah, so we're in a good spot because he cannot substitute. He goes for Sword Stance, which kind of sucks, but we get a free U-turn. And we go right into you-know-who, the one and only Volbeat. Free Encore here. Couldn't risk it again because it's a +2 Cobalion, which kind of goes through our team otherwise. Except for Mega Mawile, but yeah, so we make the switch here, or we make the Encore play. He switches, which is alright. He goes into Tapu Fini, or no, we predicted this time. Go for the U-turn. Do it, not much to it, but we go into Mega Mawile, put him at -1, and this is where Mega Mawile can kind of just go off. We go Mega, he goes for a taunt, kind of predicting us to go for a Sword Stance. And we go for the Play Rough, and we do get a crit here, which kind of sucks for him, but we would have gotten a Sucker Punch off and killed it anyways. So really not a huge deal. So we're in a really good spot right now. He goes into this thing again, this Piloswine, which is kind of annoying, but as you know, we have Decidueye and Lapras for it. He's going to go for the Earthquake, just do a small little chunk to us. So good switch there, and then we go for a U-turn right down into Lapras, I believe. Yep, which is our switch in for this, and he can't do anything to us because he really doesn't have anything for us. So he goes into Cobalion, we get a free Surf Off, kill this thing. So we are in a very, very nice spot here, as he only has 3 mons left, and we still have all 6. Especially taking out some of the biggest threats on his team, other than that. Mega Latios. So he's going to go into Raikou, I believe, here. He does. So if he goes for Volt Switch here, we actually take, I think, only like 40% with our 40 to 50% with our Assault Vest. So, but we can go into Landorus, predict that Volt Switch, and now we are in a spot where we could go for a Bulldoze. But we're going to go for a U-turn here, because I predict that Mega Latios coming in, which it does. We go for a U-turn, do a solid 46%, and we can go right into Mega Mawile and just go for that Sucker Punch and knock it out. So at this point, it's looking really good. He really does not have much. He goes into Raikou, interesting play. We go for a Sucker Punch, almost knock it out, but he just goes for Volt Switch, does a large chunk to us. But at this point, we pretty much have the game in the bag, and honestly, I kind of wanted to go for the 6-0. So he goes into Piloswine here. We go into Full Beat, because this is our least important thing at this point. We resist the Earthquake, and we go for a Lunge here. Lower his attack, which is really nice. And with that, he's not able to knock us out with the Earthquake. So at this point, we can go right into Lapras, and he really can't do much. Because with the Earthquake, at -1, he's barely doing anything, and his Ice moves do nothing. We get a Surf, we kill this, and now if this Raikou does not kill us, we get the 6-0. He goes for the Extra Sensory, does not get the flinch, and we get the 6-0, guys. So, huge bounce back from last week, but yeah, like I said, unfortunately, I was kind of doing this team for fun for the rest of the time, but yeah, super well played game on our part. Good game to burst. We got some hacks in there and some lucky turns and predictions, but yeah, overall I think we played really well this game, and yeah, but next time we're gonna be doing a draft thing for PSL, which is kind of my main league, but I'm super excited for it and looking forward to continuing this with you guys. Always remember to like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you want to see more, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Enjoy!